Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Teachings. Today is February 27th. Another solid day guys, another solid day. There's a few good things to learn today about day 2 setups and also about how to change the bias. Before I start, quick introduction to anybody who is new to my YouTube channel, new to my Twitter or new to our community. These are the trade recaps from my community. Any trades I am taking or any trades I am not taking but guiding my traders. Any trades from my pre-market game plan idea or my pre-market levels idea. So these are the trades, recaps, and be it a day trade, be it a swing trade, any trade I share on Twitter. I try to recap everything, how we made money, how we lost money, what was a loser, what was a winner. And the biggest thing is, guys, if you are completely new, what we do in stock market is a repeatable process. We use technical and a lot of other knowledge to do this day in day out. We have repeatable setups, repeatable day trading setups, repeatable swing and investing setups that we repeat day in and day out. In the morning, my team is up a few hours before the market open. We go through all the news sources, up gappers, down gappers, analyst research notes, everything, and then what we create is our game plan for the day. This was the game plan for the day. You can see VKTX, Coinhood, UZM, Workday, HIMS, NCLH, and bunch of others on our playlist. You can play any play out of the game plan based upon your conviction, your strategy, based upon what you feel works out for you. For me, there was Zoom, NCLH. Those were some decent plays for me, and VKTX from our game plan. Then we also share. What we share is our levels. Every morning we create levels for the marketplace. These were the levels for the marketplace. So the levels basically mean, these are the pivots up and down, and you can use these pivots to trade yourself in the market for the marketplace that work every day, like Apple, Microsoft, AMD, NVDA, Google, all those. Today the market was choppy, so the marketplace was not that of the focus. Although we will recap Apple, what Apple did, how Apple bounced from that big 180 level. We will talk about that, and we will talk about some other players which were moving as well. We also have a lot of in our community. We have news 3-4 scanners running all the time, option scanners, stock scanners, and we have breaking news on the voice, breaking news on the floor. So we keep eyes on everything, what's moving, what's not moving, and the news and all that. So just like that, how we call the Apple news in the community today. Anyways, that was the introduction. Let's start with the first play of the day. So guys, the first play that we're going to discuss is Unity. So what was the plan on Unity? So let's go back and see what was happening. Unity, I really like this name. It was a good swing for us in the past. So Unity Software had a narrow fourth quarter loss, and the revenue was revenue grows. The support was 27.80. The resistance pivot was 29.50 and 30. I told everybody only long if holds clouds, bearish to neutral bias. If it breaks the pivot, clouds will be short. So as soon as the market opens, as soon as the market opens, I'm watching this action on Unity, that what is it's doing, right? So initially Unity failed. So you see that candle, right? So you saw that candle right here, this candle. So the first candle flushed to the downside. So when it flushes to the downside, that's when I thought maybe it's a short because it's breaking the cloud. That's when I tell everybody that we should short it. So so let me show you my timestamped guidance. You see that I gave everybody shorts, risking 29.20. So you short it right away at the open. 29.20 is your risk. So you're risking 60-70 cents there, and then it swipes right back up. So the next candle swipes right back upwards, and that's when I tell everybody that this is a long setup. And you will see, I told everybody once that was done, that so you see I was short, but if you read here in next 7-8 minutes, next 9 minutes, I was out of the short because it came back over the cloud. That's when I told everybody, now we watch for the longs for the gap fill. So this is the gap, guys. So this is the gap. So this is the gap, right? So all this is the gap, right? So we watched that. So we were short, that's fine. But our system told us that it's no longer a short, get out. So you took a loss, took a quick 60-70 cents loss and got out, and then you shifted long. And that was the gap fill long. And now we look at what were our targets. So $30 was our first target. We met that target. Then next target was 31. There's a 30.75, a Fibonacci level was there. So we met that target as well. And then at 31 bucks, I logged most of it and left 1/3. You can see here I said 1/3. And the next target I gave was 31.80. So 31.80 was the next target that I gave everyone, and we met 31.66, just short of our target of 31.80. And when finally it broke 512 is when we got out. So the point here to note is, guys, that even if you were short, you have to change your bias quickly. What did I say in the pre-market notes? I said 29.50.30 is the pivot. And not only that, when I see that it's coming over the clouds, I have no reason to stay short. My system is telling me that I am wrong. And remember one thing. I was part of the amateur move. A lot of traders waited for the amateur move. The first 10 minutes is usually the amateur move. So they came up long afterwards. I was short right away. Not everybody trades the open. I like to trade the open. But then once I lost here, then I double sized to the long side because I know it's going to get squeezed, because there are many traders who are trying to short it and they will get squeezed. And that's what happened. And we pushed. Since we went long, look at my timing here. 9:41, right when this candle closed, right when this first candle was closing, I said long, and that was 29 bucks. From 29 bucks, we went to $31.60. That was $2.50 per share profit. The $30 calls on that move went from almost 70 cents to 2 bucks. So you need to understand, even if you are losing on that position, you should change your bias rather than hoping that, oh, maybe my short works. Why? Just get out. And I was very proud of many traders in the room who turned from the short to long. Whoever was short, first of all. If you did not trade the amateur move and you came after 10 minutes, then you got that better entry, because I had to cover my loser first. And the amateur move, my amateur move is always a smaller size anyways. If you do not understand what amateur moves and trend moves are, go to my website, study, or if you're an annual member, go watch my webinars. I explain the setups very clearly on amateur move and long move. So you can see here, Christian, he was able to cut U puts and went long, right? So that was it, so that's the important lesson you learn from. And we have done this many times, because a lot of times your amateur move will not work. You will be wrong, but if you change your bias, you will cover your losers and make much more. So if you look at the loser, right, let's even say that you added at 28 bucks and you stopped out at 29 bucks. If your loser was $1, let's say, even if because your entry is supposed to be closer to the clouds, but let's say you chase your entry. Even that $1, you made $2. So you lost $1. You made $2 by the time you hit 31. You covered your loss, and you still made $1 more on top of it. So that is how you change your bias at the open. This is very important. You would not be able to change the bias if you're trading without a system. I give you a system. You can have any other system. You can use a VWAP, 3-minute chart, whatever you want to use. But for me, I strictly use the system on 10 minutes, EMA, Ripster, EMA clouds, which gives me good enough entries and good enough idea. If you're having a problem with the 10-minute chart at the open, you can always trade 3-minute chart, and you can use Ripster labels and to see like what's the 10-minute trend telling you, right? Is it over the 50 EMA? It's under the 50 EMA. That can give you a good idea. All right, let's quickly talk about Hood and Coin. If you guys watched my yesterday's video, I told you guys that you know, I was swinging, you know, Hood Coin sympathies overnight, and we talked about we did the full deep down into the BTC Bitcoin breakout. I showed you the complete trend analysis of the breakout and why I thought that we can rally up a bit. So this morning Hood gapped up. My 16 calls on Hood gapped up. I'm still swinging Hood, by the way. I told everybody I'm still in April 17s and you know, still holding them. And I was in 16s yesterday, which went from, you know, which had a decent move from 47 cents to 82 cents, almost you know, more than 50% mover there. And I used the profit to roll further. And of course we had Coin, you know, yesterday it went from 196 to 100. So the theme, the setup here is the breakout of Bitcoin, the sustained momentum in this one, Bitcoin ETFs. So that was the plan. That is we are not just randomly long Hood or Coin, and we are not building a long big position because we are a little late, because we are trading the momentum, the fast momentum. That's why we are only trading what we can afford to lose, like we are, you know, trading lottos and like that, because we missed a good risk reward entry previously for swinging these names. Although Hood I still think is a good swing, but I'm taking part in the swing as a lotto trades, taking 50-60% gains every day and then re-adding on the dips, because as long as Hood is holding this 1 hour trend, we can keep ripping. And you did see the chart I shared on Hood yesterday. Even if you see my Twitter idea, it's still been paying from that yesterday and still gapping up. So I'm hoping we go to 17 tomorrow on Hood. That'll be nice. But if you missed my Bitcoin analysis, Hood and Coin analysis, go back, watch yesterday's video. You will learn a lot from that. All right, guys, the next one we are going to look at is Zoom. So let's see what was I doing on Zoom today. So Zoom was my gap fill short today. And as soon as market opened, I told everybody that you need to watch this bounce. You need to watch this bounce into the EMA clouds, 3450s. And that's what I said. As soon as I see the rejection, I short it. And I tell everybody I'm short. My first target is 66 and my second target is 65. We hit our first target. You see 66 target met, next target 65, cover on the way. 66 puts went 200%, still heavy. We're still holding for our 65 target. I told everybody to cover at 65s and we hit 65 right on the point. Look at that. 65 was the low. Beautiful short from 68.50s all the way to 65. You know, you're risking the cloud rejection. Look at this rejection on the clouds, right? This is what you want to see. This is what makes it an A+ setup. That was even if it came late, there was still a $3 per share short. If you had 1,000 shares, you made $3,000 there. You risked 1,000. That's how you grow your account, staying in repeatable risk reward setups all day long, guys. Beautiful trade. Let's look at another one. Next one we are going to look at is Domino's Pizza, DPZ. DPZ was again our day 2 repeatable setup, guys. As soon as it breaks the cloud, most of my traders, my community, my Twitter followers who have been watching my teachings know that how to trade the day 2 setups. It's under the cloud. That means the day 2 is a short, right? That's what I said. Breaking the clouds, day 2 short idea. If keep failing, 461 is the risk, and use the clouds as the risk. And all day faded to 445s, 444s. I gave the short at the first 10 minutes at 454s. That was a $10 per share short on DPZ. You could also trade the puts on that, but the puts were not that liquid, so that was the problem. If you could, the 450 puts, they did go from like $3 to $6. They were 100%, but I prefer the shares because it's easier to get in, get out. Even if you have a small account, 100 shares, you made $1,000, you risked $200-300, right? If you had 500 shares, you made like 4 or 5 grand. All right, let's now look at ARM. So ARM I was also short, but I kind of mismanaged this trade and I left a lot on the table, but I did scalp some later. But as you can see, my timestamp guidance, under the clouds, I said heavy today. I told everybody I'm short scalping ARM, and I said I'm gonna cover on the first flush. So I'm short right away. If we're gonna we can go to 3. Let's just go to 2-minute chart. Maybe I can show you better there, right? So if I show you on 2-minute chart, so what we are looking at there, 2-minute chart is I saw the heaviness 936. That's where I saw the heaviness at $144, and that's where I start scalping under the 144, 143s, and from there we hit 139s. We hit 139s in almost next 5-6 minutes. Remember, the morning flushes are fast, and I was still short. But I should have not covered because my target was my all-day target was 138. So let me show you what happened next. A lot of many other traders did trade it much better than me. So let's see, we hit this 138.70, right? We are shorting it from 143s. So we are like making almost $3-4 right in first 10 minutes. Then it bounces. It bounces right into this resistance, right into that resistance at 10:31. I should not have covered. I did not respect my rules. I covered my position, and then it rejected right away. When it rejected, I knew it's going to fade more because that's what the system tells you, that it's going to fade more. See, I told everybody, support became resistance on ARM, and it's going to fade more. I was telling him the voice. I was talking in our community on the trading floor, and that's what happened. It kept fading all the way to 137. From another bounce to 143s. So that was the second entry. If you missed the first trade, I was part of the first trade. I made money. I'm green. But the second trade was right from here, 143. Support becomes resistance. That's when you fade it. So you see how to respect the system. If I don't respect the system, because the only reason I was out because I've already made money. So I was like moving to the other trade. But if I was adding to this trade, I would have added here. I did scalp some on this breakdown, nothing much, just small. But the real trade was either the morning adds and hold it, adds, re-adds on this resistance and hold it all day. But anyways, green, profitable trade. Other traders did much better and logged better profit than me. But proud of this trade, not proud of the exits, but still good. Not a red trade, nice green trade. All right, guys, now let's look at some morning shorts. Remember, the morning trades are fast moving trades. They work with the market. We were shorting AMD. I told everybody AMD is heavy. Look the move from 176, 176 to 172. That was AMD. Look at SMCI, 863s to 814s. Look at NVDA, 780s, the pivot break, to 771. Let's go back to our level sheet, and I'll show you. Look at that AMD support level of 176.10, and you can see, SMC support level of 859. SMC, 176 AMD, SMCS support level of 859. Both those pivots that I gave in the pre-market, those were your short scalps right at open. Why? Because market was weak, market was heavy. But here's the thing, market never broke the pre-market lows. Market stayed in the chop range. It stayed in the chop range. That's why everything bounced. You did good if you shorted the fast with me at the open when I was talking about it. But yes, if you chase the bottoms when its amateur move is ending and then market is bouncing from the pre-market lows, that's when you get crushed. That's when you get crushed. After that, I was done with these names. I was not interested. I was, like I showed you, was trying to short ARM, but I'm not interested in these bounces. We do not. I don't trade those setups. I don't recommend those setups. There's a B minus C minus bounces. These are not high probability setups. Yes, AMD bounced nicely. You can take these trades, but as long as you can find a risk level to take the long on these B minus C minus bounces. Anyways, just wanted to recap AMD NVIDIA morning short scalps, and also because I saw somebody lost who got stuck later when chasing the bottom. So just be careful. You look at the market overall. Is there some big catalyst that the things can keep fading? Just look at it. How many points the AMD has already faded? $4. NVIDIA has faded. SMCI had faded over $50. So you have to see your risk reward before you add. Either you are ready at the open or you wait. Next one we're going to look at is our cruise line and NCLH, no win cruise. What was the plan in the pre-market? The plan on the pre-market was pretty straightforward. No win cruise lines holding post quarter 4 revenue beat. Street estimate was 196. They made 2 billion. The support pivot was 121.50. Resistance was 124.50. Bullish to neutral. Keep eye on the cruise sector. Oh, so actually this one was the typo. So I messed up on NCLH this morning because on the typos. So this was the prices were for a different stock. But let's go back and see how it worked out. So the levels ideally were the pre-market highs, and then there were the daily levels that I wanted to put on an NCLH, but I gave a typo in the pre-market game plan. But most of my traders, they understand that it was a typo, and they know what they are looking for in the trade, because that's what's the key of the education. Anyways, that's why I said NCLH is a good long, because it was breaking out of those pre-market highs, and it was breaking out of that level, this area, and it was breaking out of this daily breakout. Look at these daily levels. There's a resistance here, 1750, that I was supposed to give everyone. That's where it was breaking out. And then I gave the 19 target on NCLH. That's it. I told everybody it's strong. It's holding 512 EMA clouds. First push breakout, second pullback to the pre-market highs. You can take a long there. And since I told about it as a long, it went almost $1.50 to our 19 target. My 19 target was met by end of the day. You can see that. So what was the plan on HIMS? The plan on HIMS was pretty straightforward. Revenue beat, guidance above the estimate, support was 1190, the breakout was 1260. I said the breakout over 1260 on HIMS. Let's see that area. The 1260 was from the pre-market, and you can see the breakout right here out of 1250 1260 level, and HIMS pushed right from there. And that's what I said, the breakout over 1250 breakout. My target that I gave everybody was 1420, and we didn't meet it, but I think day 2 we might get it. But the point is, it was another winning trade idea that you could have traded. If you missed the first move, you could have traded this 3450 EMA pullback. Almost hit the target. We'll be watching tomorrow as well. Let's quickly discuss PANW. So PANW was, so PANW is our swing, but we can always also day trade it. That's what I was telling everybody, that PANW right now, see, it gapped up big. It gapped up 322. Our swing is from 275. It's almost a $50. It hit $50 on our swing alone. And I told everybody that it's under the clouds. There will be some profit taking. And I let the swing work with $300 stops, but you can still scalp. We are still in that gap, in the daily gap. You can still scalp it. And then what happened? Right away it swiped. I said watch for the push over clouds. 324 was the first target, and then pre-market high breakout came in. It hit 327. Since I started to talk about that stock, let's look at here clearly. Let's see if I can show you here. So I started to talk about, on this swipe, EMA, you could easily trade this to 324 target, and then my next target was 330, but we hit 327. And then came the huge selling flush. So that was kind of, very warning signals. You should have logged out your profits on that move, and even if you added this breakout trade, you should have been out, because it's going to pull back to 34.50. So anyways, and I told everybody to log some versus 330. I did say that, that lock it at 10 a.m. It was a 10 a.m. pullback time as well. So I told everybody to lock it in 10 a.m. Right there, you can see that. And then it pulled back. Okay, even though I did not like these candles, it was lower high, lower high, lower high. You could add on these clouds. It was giving some bounces, but it was very heavy. So that bounce trade kind of didn't work. If you tried that, that's what people were asking me. But it was heavy. And then I said it's still heavy. If it breaks 315, just leave. And that's what happened. It broke 315 and then it goes to 307. I was waiting for closer to 300 to add more to my swing, but it reversed right before that. This was another entry on the 512 calls, and you could have traded that. So let's see. Now it's going to consolidate for a while. It's not going to run every day. We hit this daily 3450 EMA cloud resistance. You can see it right here. All right, so I'm going to quickly look through some day 2 setups, guys. This morning I gave everybody the day 2 setups. Most of my community knows the day 2 rules. So day 2 was PANW, SQ, CVNA, TTD. So these were our day 2 setups. And what was showing me strength? The strength was being shown by CVNA. So CVNA was showing a day 2 strength. What is a day 2 setup? Day 2 setup is if the stock next day is over the clouds or over yesterday's highs, that's the long, right? And CVNA was doing the same thing. TTD was doing the same thing. And LI was doing the same thing. I discussed with you guys in the video yesterday. I did say that LI can be a multi-day, and that's what it did. It's doing that multi-day right now. If you go back to yesterday's video, you will see that, and LI just kept pushing. Let's just quickly give a more focus on CVNA. So how was I trading CVNA? So I told everybody, everybody were already in the CVNA, but then I gave that 75 breakout. That's when I gave the 80 target, and then my next target was 85. So day 2 over the yesterday's highs, breakout, 80 target met, almost went close to our 85 target. So this was another nice winner on CVNA in the community. Then we had TTD as well. I personally missed the entry on TTD. I've been waiting for this move back because I like the name. I like it for swing. It bounced from that 0.61 Fibonacci that we talked about. But these are the examples of our day 2 trades that traders are taking in our community and banking on that CVNA. You can see like the whole community was on CVNA, so that was fun. All right, let's look at another big winner today, VKTX. This VKTX was also part of our bio tracker. Great DD by my buddy, FarmD on Twitter. He's a great biotech investor. He keeps shares good analysis on these names. If we go to our, let me show you bio tracker. VKTX was right there. We've been talking about that. It was on our bio tracker list. So we keep eyes on all the probable stocks. And if you see my tweets on VKTX, I've been talking about this VKTX breakout for a long time, and then we'll talk about today's day trade plan as well. But just wanted to see that how you find the winners. And I also tweeted about a buyout news that was a rumor a few days ago, but we can take a look at this one right here. So if you look at here, so that was the breakout, right? So it was the breakout. That was the VKTX breakout out of 26. So then huge weekly breakout. Then you can see this was a 26 breakout. I should go back and then you'll get a better sense of it. So look at that, what I said on leading the opacity bucket, I talked about in December 4th when it just started to break out of this reversal. Look at this beautiful reversal pattern, and that's when the breakout was happening and pushed to 17.1 fib, pushed to 19, solid mover. And I told everybody that 18 is a good pullback zone, and the third one was, we talked about it's the most beautiful chart in the bioland, big breakout now. So look at that, the breakout over, this was so we had this breakout, then this was another breakout. So you can see the strength. You can use this technical knowledge with your fundamental knowledge, right? So if my buddy is using biotech knowledge, I'm having more conviction with technical. When the technical and fundamentals combine, that's explosive. Another friend of mine, the option millionaires, he was talking about the option flow coming in. So everything was pointing out for the bullish move. I didn't hold through the data, but I did got some trades today. So anyways, so I said the next leg, do not underestimate the breakouts on these levels. And then I gave next target 35. You could see the breakout. So I showed you this breakout literally from 14 to 33, right? And then the news came out today, and then even after the buyout news was tweeted, and then yes, everybody knows the history. But let's now look at what was our day trade plan as well on there. So I clearly told everybody that our swing play 100%, but we'll have some profit taking before the bounce. So I said we'll have some profit taking before the bounce. So it will have some profit taking bounce. And what did it do? Profit taking right close to the clouds, reclaim the 512s. So reclaim the 512s, and we were discussing it on the floor. I think I was discussing it on the voice, and VKTX, man, everybody was doing really good on VKTX this morning, breaking, it was breaking out of this trend, and VKTX curling up, VKTX big move, relative volume. So that's how everybody was trading in the community. And from that 512 curl, it went again back to the highs, 20 points. So that was a good trade in the community. And they did an offering. I posted some educational note on offering, go back, read that. But really nice trade. That's how you trade these biotechs, swing investment. I'm going to do a webinar on biotech investment, then we'll talk more about it. We'll call my expert friends to help you out. But anyways, very good trade VKTX. Very proud of this one today. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to wrap up with Apple today. So I was talking about this Apple level, guys. I was tweeting about this level. So you see, these are the support resistance you guys need to learn. 180, 180, 180. So Apple was continuously bouncing from that level, and I was like, who has the bids there? And I said that swing traders can use that level for a bounce, for a risk, and then if it breaks that, of course, it's going to take SPY down. And look at it, as soon as it was trying to break, right away the news comes, right away the news about Apple not going into EV comes, and then look at that Apple push. And when this happens, you can use that risk. And now we will again use that risk. We'll see if market turns bullish, this will be our risk. It depends upon the market. So that was the Apple, guys. Good guidance. People did good on Apple with that 180 level. So very nice. Dutchy did really good on the Apple. All right, guys, there was another idea on Netflix today. So Netflix idea was 600. I think this was trade floor idea. It was breaking the 600 psychological level, and the target I gave on Netflix everyone was 604 was my target that I gave everyone on Netflix. And the reason, it was Lexi, I didn't even see that, and then Lexi posted in the trading floor that the Netflix is breaking 600, and it was showing relative strength. Held the cloud. It was a little choppy, but it did meet 605 in end of the day. So these psychological levels always gives you a decent trade. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you want to trade with me, come for education and ideas. Do not come for alerts. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You can use the discount codes in the description. Take care. Bye bye.